PIX11 is your local election headquarters, and we're keeping you up to date on the Democratic primary race for New York City mayor. More than 100,000 ballots have already been cast in early voting, which ends Sunday, by the way. That's double the number of early voters in the previous mayoral primary.
Younger voters are leading the charge in the Democratic primary. Nearly 30,000 of the voters are between the ages of 25 and 34. Many voters, though, may be a little confused by the ranked choice voting process. So we invited the City Board of Elections to join us this morning and give us a step-by-step guide. Deputy Executive Director Vincent Ignizio is here to do just that. So good morning, Vinny. Great to have you here.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
One quick thing. We're up to 212,000 people who've already voted. That was double
Wow.
where we were 4 years ago. So people are getting the message because of the great reporting by you guys. And here we have our very own PIX11 voting
booth. Well, that's good news to hear, first of all. But, you know, over the weekend, there were some candidates that were cross-endorsing each other. That's a little confusing for folks.
Yeah.
But that has to do with ranked choice voting. So can you kind of lay out the whole process for us and how it works?
Sure. Like, we want to demystify it. Basically, picture going into Baskin-Robbins or any ice cream shop. You walk in and you say, I know I like these 5 flavors. Maybe I like vanilla the best, and then I like the others, mint chocolate chip second, and then you're going to figure it out, one by one. Or you can say, you know what, I just like vanilla. So then you can just select vanilla. So you can pick one mayoral candidate. You can pick 5. You can pick, 3. And ultimately, it's just your choice on people you think would be best served to run the city should they win in November.
Okay, so that's the breakdown. But on the ballot, Vinny, show us how that looks.
All right, here we go. So you're going to go in. You're going to check in with the great people. It's 35,000 of our neighbors that are poll workers. They're going to come in, and you're going to select over here. This is a fake ballot.
Okay.
I want this person to be number 1. This is the I like this person, so I want them to be my second. And over here, I want them to be my, say, third, right? I don't want to pick anyone else if they so choose. So that's their selection. Those are their top 3. They could pick up to 5, or they could write in.
Or just 1.
Or 1. They can get finished. They walk over to our trusty PIX11 voting booth scanner, drop it in, insert here.
And here it goes.
And you're going to see, you're going to get a message. That's it. And you voted. Your vote will be tallied. So, and then we will go, it'll be put in the system, and you will see raw votes on election night. You'll see how many people voted for whom on election night. But ranked choice will be ran the following week.
I was just going to ask you, because of that, is it more work then?
So it's not necessarily more work, but the problem is in the machines, there's actually almost like, for lack of a better word, a hard drive, a memory stick.
Okay.
We have to physically get that memory stick. It's not done through the beaming, if you will, of the internet, as we do on election night. We'll know what are the raw votes, how many votes one candidate got versus another. But when we run ranked choice, that'll be the following Tuesday, July 1st at high noon.
So what's happening between these final days of early voting and actual primary day?
So there's a lot of preparation going on. There's over 900 employees, and Mother Nature, if you heard, has not been very cooperative. So we're having to scramble to try to get more resources in terms of cooling sites, in terms of water in those schools, and we want to make sure that it's as pleasant of an experience. All poll workers are going to be there for 17 hours.
Wow.
So we have to make sure that we're good to go. But come Tuesday, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., vote.nyc, find out where you're voting, and please come out.
But a lot of people are still confused about how ranked choice voting works. So let's just say, you ranked 1, 2, and 3. How does that tally out in the end, and like who comes out the winner?
Right. So you're the lowest performing candidate. He or she gets knocked out. That person's second choice then goes to the remaining candidates, and that keeps going and going till somebody gets over 50% of the vote, which happens immediately because it's run through an algorithm. But we will know on July 1st unless a candidate gets over 50% on election night this coming Tuesday.
Okay.
So many are wondering, one, does this create extra work with the ranked choice system? And also, if no candidate breaks that 50% threshold early on, what does that do?
Well, that's when we go into the ranked choice the following July. It's not really much more work for us. It's what it does is it allows more New Yorkers to have a voice. If their one candidate doesn't win, whom would they want beyond that one candidate. So, the voters decided that this is what they wanted in a referendum, and we're going to provide it safe and securely like we do every year.
Okay, and can you remind folks when they can vote? Can they still do early voting, and how long?
If they come to our borough offices, they can still do early voting. I'm sorry, they can still do by mail. They can go in and get a ballot. They can go to early voting today. We're open till 4. And over the weekend, 9 to 5 at your early voting sites, vote.nyc, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on election day. It's going to be very hot. We're asking people to get a voting plan, bring some water with you. Try to, if you can, vote early.
When is the last day for early voting?
So early voting ends Sunday.
Early voting ends Sunday.
Yeah, so we have that 1 day of reprieve on Monday, and then 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. all day on primary night.
Now, should voters encounter any issues at the poll sites, what should they do at that point?
866-VOTE-NYC, 866-VOTE-NYC. Speak to the poll site coordinator. There's 35,000 New Yorkers who are just there to help and care about our democracy deeply, and those are the folks that want to be on the front lines to make sure we're running it well.
All right, Vincent, thank you so much for
Thank
laying
you
it
so
all
much.
out for us.
That's great. Great to be here.
There's a lot to get through.
Come out and vote, please. Please come out and vote.
Happy voting, everyone.